I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm opening a TCG shop. Yes, an actual physical store with rent, with employees, utilities, all from scratch. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Lewis. I typically do tech content focusing on custom keyboards. But aside from keyboards, some of you might know that I've been collecting Pokemon and One Piece for nearly 5 years now. And aside from the trading card game, I've played Pokemon my whole life, ever since I was 5 years old. So safe to say, I don't think I'll ever get bored of Pokemon. Some of you might also know me as Aries TCG. I did TikTok live streams doing rip and ship before the market boomed. And honestly, that was really more of a hobby than a side hustle. So let's get down to why do I even want to start this. For those of you who have followed the channel for quite some time, most of you should know that one of my favorite holiday destinations is Japan. Not only do I love the culture, the food, the people, I love their TCG shops. I love how organized, how neat, how fairly priced, and basically the whole culture or vibe they have built around TCG shops in Japan. And seeing so many shops open in Singapore, for some reason, I don't get that same vibe as when I'm in Japan. They lack that distinct atmosphere and usually they feel pretty cramped. So I decided to do it myself, and that's how Kira came about. My whole purpose and mission with Kira is bringing Japan's culture, aesthetic, transparency, and most importantly, the vibe. So it's currently 26th June. So I've been working on this for the past month or so. I've been working on an incorporation, finding a unit for rent, getting a contractor for renovations, basically all the boring stuff. But things get more real on 27th of June, which is tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow when the renovations start. So this is the place. It's a 1,100 square feet place located in Ang Mo Kio. I had two main priorities when it came to looking for a unit. Number one, accessibility. I wanted something relatively central in Singapore and also accessible via public transport. If you take the MRT, it's a 5 to 10 minute walk all the way to the store, and if you drive, there's a car park right behind the store. It takes about 3 minutes to walk to the storefront. Number two is space. I wanted this place to be spacious. I want people to be able to walk freely without squeezing to look at displays, look at cards, look at the shelves. I don't want people to cram up in a small little box and just not be able to look at something. These two things I feel is something most stores in Singapore tend to neglect. Most stores end up being really cramped, and from my own experience being not very accessible, it isn't a very enjoyable experience as a customer. But of course, I do understand rent prices are a bit of an issue. Thankfully, I have the budget to handle the rent at this specific location, and these two priorities that I mentioned, accessibility and space, they were my must-haves, so I'm really happy with this place that I got. Alright, so it's currently the 4th of July. Happy America. Wow. Anyway, the renovations are going really well. I recently just went down and it's basically done. The flooring is all done. My partition is up. The wall is up. The door is up. The paint is fully done. We have aircon. We have electricity. We have all our points. All we need to do is have lights and CCTVs, and we're completely done with the store. Now, I did want to talk a little bit more about culture and what Singapore is kind of lacking behind when it comes to opening card shops. I believe it's three main things. Firstly is the priorities of the person who opened the store. Most stores that open nowadays, there are so many stores that are opening nowadays, TCG shops, and I believe most of them are opening it because they have a successful rip and ship business. So the store's priority is the rip and ship business and not the store itself. But when I decided to open this shop, I wanted my priority to be the shop and not do rip and ship for now at least. I'm pretty sure I'll get into it, but I do want to prioritize the shop because that is the main focus point of opening a shop. You get what I mean? Secondly is price tags. It's an extremely tedious thing to do, especially if we're talking about thousands of cards and having them updated daily. I feel like most stores, because they don't really want to prioritize or put in the time to do that, most stores don't really have the price tags on every single card. I am using a modular backend system which actually daily updates my price, actually every 12 hours. So I'll just get a notification saying that this card went up by $1 or $5, and then I'll just print out a new price tag and paste it onto the card. Price tags are honestly one of the most important things because for me, I personally am somewhat introverted. You probably can't tell because I'm always talking to a camera, right? But I am somewhat introverted, and as a customer, I just want as little kind of communication as possible or kind of interaction. So getting rid of that customer friction is really important. If I go to a store in Singapore, I would have to look at the card and then I would have to ask for the price, which is one interaction. And then moving on, I'll have to look at the condition. If I don't want it, then I'll put it back and then I'll look at other cards cards and then I'll have to go through the same process again, but it takes 2 steps every single time. But in Japan, every single price tag is there, so if you know you want that card, you know the price, you just want to check the condition, it's way simpler. And if Japan can do it, why can't we, you know? So every single thing in my store will be price tagged and updated daily, so every single price is accurate. Secondly is buyback. If you've been collecting, I'm pretty sure you have gone to a few trade shows, a few card shows, and if you bring a card or a few cards, you know not everyone is gonna buy a card. So you would go to a table, ask them if they want to buy it or not. They'll probably say no, and if they do, they might lowball you if that card isn't very popular. But in Japan, there is no such thing. They have transparent prices all over their social media, their Twitter, all over their store. They have buyback prices posted there, so you know how much you're gonna get. And it's a very simple process. They don't say no to your cards. You give them the card, they give you a price, and you tell them if you want to sell or not. I personally don't really enjoy the buyback culture that's going on in Singapore trade shows because they follow the lowest of prices when they're buying, but get the highest of prices when they're selling. So it's kind of annoying when you go to a couple trade shows and they offer you $300 on a $500 card every single time. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Copy Japan. Again, it's as transparent and as authentic as it gets. We'll have daily buybacks posted. We'll have full transparency on the prices before you even pass me the card. And on top of that, you can also just drop off your cards and come back another time, because that's how Japan does it. You just put it in a tray, you fill up a form, you give me your cards, I'll give you a queue number, you just go for lunch, walk around Ang Mo Kio Hub or something, come back later and get your money. It's very simple. On top of that, I am also working on a website to make the whole queue digital. That would make it very good because all you have to do is scan a QR code, enter your information, your contact information, and then you have a page that you can constantly look at or press refresh just to know if your cards are done being appraised. Now, last but not least is consignment. From what I know, most of the rates in Singapore is 15 to 20%, which in my mind makes no sense whatsoever, because if trade shows are gonna buy your cards at 80%, what's the point of consigning the card at 15 to 20%? So that to me makes no sense at all. So for Kira, we'll have different percentages based on the value of your card, and I feel it's pretty fair. So if your card is valued at $1 to $625, we're taking in at 10% consignment, $625 to $1,500, 8%, $1,500 to $3,000, 5%, and if you're giving us something that is $3,000 and above, we're looking at a 3% consignment rate. So honestly, I'm gonna consign my own cards and follow my own rates at 3% if my cards are worth $3,000. It's honestly a really good steal, because if I have foot traffic and you're too lazy to deal, we update your prices for you daily as well. If it goes up, it will just price it up. If it goes down, we'll contact you and let you know if you want to price it down or just take it off the shelf. I'll leave the rates in the description down below for any of you who are interested in consigning cards, because I honestly think it's a win-win situation. I don't have to come out money to buy a card, I get to display a cool card, and you get better rates compared to going to a trade show and bargaining. It's a win-win. So I'll check back in when the renovations are completely done and we have a fully clean store. It's currently the 11th of July. I just came back from my 1 week of reservist from national service. So I went back to the store and the renovations are 90% done. All I'm missing are some CCTVs, some little touch-ups on paint, whatnot, and some deep cleaning for the floor so it's not so dusty. Now, at the end of the day, the most important thing about a store are its prices. That is the one and only thing most people will care about. I did a post on Singapore's Reddit for Pokemon TCG asking people what they love or hate about stores in Singapore, and a good 75% was just talking about pricing. Personally, I totally get it. You know, why would I buy something from a store for $120 when I can go to Carousel or Shopee and get it for $100? It makes no sense. So for myself, I'll try my best, my very best, to sell it at market prices. So basically, the prices that you would see on Carousel, the prices you would see on TikTok, I'll try my best to match those prices, because I prefer to sell more at a lower price than to sell at a higher price and sell lesser. You get what I mean? More volume, lower prices instead of lower volume, higher prices. So if any of you who watches this video and come down to the store and you see certain items that you think could be more fairly priced, please let me know. I'll probably be at the store, so just say I want to speak to Lewis, I want to talk to him about the prices, blah blah blah, and let me know some feedback or opinion when you're down there. If I were to put myself on a chart of where my prices would be, it's actually pretty simple. I would say most stores in Singapore right now, their prices are above market price and above Carousel price. But for Kira, I'll definitely be below these other card shops, but carousel prices are sometimes a little too low, like way too low. So for example, let's say normal card stores are selling a box at $150, but carousel is selling them at say $120. I will try my best to match 120, otherwise I'll probably be at 130 or something, which I think is still fair. So yeah, I'm probably gonna check back in when everything is fully renovated. I'll do a part 2 where I'm installing all my different shelves, my counter, my custom counter, signboard, tables, monitors, I don't know, everything that is gonna be set up. I'll film it and just give you guys the experience of setting up a store. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm actually really excited. The experience of starting this whole shop has been really amazing. I've been learning a lot of things as I go. Many kind of adult things, I would say. Your utilities, your Wi-Fi, commercial Wi-Fi. It's a lot. It's a lot of admin stuff that goes behind all these work. To put it in a sentence, it's basically how to start and run a proper business. And even if it does fail and the Pokemon market crashes, I'm alright with it because it's about the experience. You know, I just want to learn, I want to experience something that I haven't done before. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty confident. I'm 99% sure it will succeed. I feel like as long as I'm ready to put in the effort to bring out all the things that I've talked about throughout this video, basically all of Kira's purpose and kind of mission with the buybacks, just basically improving the scene to show people what a card shop should be like. I'm not saying the card shops are bad, but I'm just saying card shops can be a lot better. So that's exactly what I'm going to try to do. Show people in Singapore that card shops can be cool too. And don't worry, I won't be quitting YouTube. I'll still have the same output of videos, but definitely during this setup period, it's going to be a lot lesser in terms of keyword videos or like tech videos in general, but I still will do videos. So yeah, but for the next 2 videos, I'll probably follow this video up with setting up the store and the grand opening. So if you're interested, subscribe, join me along as I bring you through the journey of setting up a card shop in Singapore. And last but not least, comment your thoughts on every single opinion that I've thrown out throughout this video. And of course, the opening day hasn't been exactly decided yet, but it's probably towards National Day weekend, so most of you will be free. Please come down, reserve that date, the store will be open. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.